Hey everyone, welcome to a new video from your Overwatch. My name is Eddie and today we're covering all the hero changes in the beta patch. Now every role was tuned a little bit, so it's important to know what's changed before jumping straight in. And also if you like videos like this, please hit that notification bell so you get notified when we upload. And with all of that said, let's jump straight into the changes. First up, let's talk about the support role passive. It's had its time to activate healing increased from 1 to 1.5 seconds. The damage role has a new passive in this beta. Swapping to other damage heroes maintains up to 30% of your new hero's ultimate charge. One thing to note about how this works is that it says up to 30% because if you swap off a character with a cheaper ult to one that is more expensive in points, you won't just be able to cheat the system and sort of trade up. The old DPS passive, whereby all DPS characters got a 10% bonus to their movement speed, has been removed. However, heroes that previously had bonus movement speed have regained that bonus. So to translate that, Soldier and Sombra get to keep their individual bonuses. Reinhardt has had his health pool tuned in quite an important way. He's had his armor reduced from 350 to 300 and his health increased from 300 to 325. Overall, that's a nerf to his total pool, but armor is super strong in Overwatch 2 and his reduction by 50 is more impactful than the 25 health he received in the distribution. Winston has also received some small nerfs. His Primal Rage ultimate cost has been increased by 10%, and his Barrier Projector shield has had its health reduced from 800 to 700. D.Va has had her health and armor distribution changed quite dramatically. Her mech armor has increased from 200 to 300, but the mech health has decreased from 450 to 350. Her total pull remains the same, but armor is way better than health, so having more of that is just a straight buff for her. Doomfist has received 2 nerfs from the first beta. Seismic Slam no longer slows enemies, previously it slowed targets down by 30% on hit, and Power Block's damage reduction has been reduced from 90% to 80%. Orisa has had changes to basically all of her kits, so I'm just going to go through the changes one by one. Her Augmented Fusion Driver, or her gun, has had its damage increased from 10 to 12. The projectile size no longer scales with distance, i.e. it doesn't get smaller the further away it is, but the projectile's initial size has been reduced from 0.3 to 0.1. Critical damage bonus on this weapon has been increased from 50% to 100%. This means she will do 24 damage a headshot. The damage fall off at maximum range has been reduced from 70% to 50%, and the maximum fall off range has been reduced from 15 to 35 meters to 15 to 25 meters. TLDR, Orisa will now beam people at medium range if you can hit them in the head. Her Fortify ability has had its 20% movement speed penalty removed, but it has also had its headshot immunity taken away. Javelin Spin has had its cooldown decreased from 10 to 7 seconds, its speed boost reduced from 65 to 40%, and its knockback power has been increased. Energy Javelin has had its impact damage reduced from 80 to 60, and its cooldown has been increased from 6.5 seconds to 8 seconds. Her ultimate Terror Surge has had its max damage increased from 275 to 500, and the damage begins to ramp up after the old 200 damage timing. However, this is affected by the previous Fortify notes, so she can be headshot now in her ultimate. Moving on to Bastion now, and it's quite a small change. His Tactical Grenade has had its cooldown reduced from 10 to 8 seconds. Cassidy's combat roll now grants 50% damage reduction for its 0.4 second duration, which sounds pretty good, but it's actually even better than it sounds at first, because this means Cassidy will now be able to tank a pulse bomb stick in his combat roll at full health. Junkrat's Steel Trap now fully locks movement again. Its projectile speed while throwing it has increased from 10 to 15, which means you'll be able to throw it further and have it deploy quicker, perhaps good for countering heroes like Junkrat, and his frag launcher projectile size has increased from 0.2 to 0.25. Junkrat uses spam, it was super effective. Pharah's rocket launcher reload starts 0.25 seconds sooner when out of ammo, which is really good for her DPS uptime, and her Conch Blast now deals 30 damage and deals additional knockback on direct hits, which means that she'll be one of the only DPS characters capable of displacing a tank through their passive. Symmetra, much like Orisa, has been tweaked quite a lot. Her Photon Projector, or her primary fire, has had its maximum ammo increased from 70 to 100. However, it no longer generates ammo when damaging barriers. The secondary fire of Photon Projector has had its projectile speed increased from 25 to 50, its max damage reduced from 120 to 90, 45 impact and 45 explosion, its max charge projectile size reduced from 0.5 to 0.4, its ammo cost increased from 7 to 10, and its charge time increased from 1 to 1.2 seconds. Essentially, they've made it easier to hit, but smaller, takes longer to charge and costs more ammo. Her teleporter has had its build time reduced from 2 to 1 second. It now has a maximum lifetime of 10 seconds. Its cooldown has been increased from 10 to 16 seconds, but its cooldown starts when the teleporter is first placed. It's also had its health reduced from 300 to 200, 50 health and 150 shields. Her sentry turrets have had their travel speed increased from 15 to 20. Now, just like Junk's trap, this increase in speed will mean the turrets will deploy and become effective quicker. And the movement speed reduction on targets from those turrets has been reduced from 20% per turret to 15% per turret. Torbjorn has received 2 small buffs. His rivet gun primary fire has had its fire recovery reduced from 0.6 to 0.55 seconds, and in secondary fire it's had its fire recovery reduced from 0.8 to 0.7 seconds. Moving on to supports now, Zen has received a small nerf. His Orb of Discord now takes less time to fall off the target, down from 3 to 2 seconds. On to Mercy, her Guardian Angel no longer can be cancelled using crouch for a big vertical boost, and now automatically launches a player upward if they reach the end of their Guardian Angel. Her passive, Angelic Descent, will now additionally slow ascent speed if held, not just descent speed. So you can use this to dampen various vertical knockbacks, such as Junkrat's Concussive Mine, but also reduce the amount of height that the Guardian Angel vertical boost gives you. And that's it for all the hero changes. The full patch notes are linked in the description if you would like to read them. I can't wait to start playing just like the rest of you. If you enjoyed the video, please leave us a like. It really does help us out. And I've been Eddie, and I will see you guys next time.